Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Poison, and today I'm unfortunately coming to you with a heavy heart regarding some unfortunately tragic news that has happened in the anime and gaming community. I know a bunch of you have probably already heard about the news, but for those of you that haven't, just posted today on March 8th, 2024, the Dragon Ball official page has posted a official statement saying that we are deeply saddened to inform you that the manga creator Akira Toriyama has passed away on March 1st due to acute subdural hematoma. He was an age of 68. It is our deepest regret that he still had several works in the middle of creation with great enthusiasm. Also, he would have had many more things to achieve. However, he has left many manga titles and works of art to this world. Thanks to the support of so many people around the world, he has been able to continue his creative activities for over 45 years. We hope that Akira Toriyama's unique word of creation continues to be loved by everyone for a long time to come. We inform you of this sad news with gratefulness for your kindness during his lifetime. Funeral service was held with his family and very few relatives. Following his wishes for tranquility, we respectfully inform you that we would not accept flowers. Essentially, they just want peace for the family and everything during this time, which is totally understandable. So yeah, Mr. Toriyama unfortunately passed away to an acute subdural hematoma. Now, for those of you that don't exactly know what that is, essentially it's when your brain, or not your brain, but essentially it's when there's a space between your skull and your brain. And what can happen when you have a traumatic head injury, like a car accident or you fall and hit your head, is you can sever the blood vessels or just pretty much rupture them in your brain, and that causes like a layer of blood between your skull and your actual brain itself, and then that pushes down and causes pressure on your brain, which essentially it kills you. Well, not all the time, but it can kill you if you don't if you have a serious one or you don't get it fixed in time. But it can also lead to things like paralysis, seizures, strokes, all that. So that's why it's always super important that whenever you get a head injury, even if you think you're okay at the time, that you go check it out, because these things can actually like linger for a little bit before they actually start causing the symptoms. But yeah, I was extremely sad by this because I found out about it actually midstream last night. And Chad and I just kind of were like dumbfounded for a sec. I actually didn't believe that the news was true. I thought it was just like a rumor or something at first, but yeah, it's extremely sad. I know I don't really have like a script or anything planned for this video. I'm kind of just like shooting the shit here a little bit, but so I know Toriyama's works have really impacted a lot of us growing up, and for me personally, I actually feel like I have to attribute a lot of my happiness in my early years of my life to Toriyama's works. You know, being the child of a single mother, disabled mother, growing up, money wasn't tight, going to school, I was bullied, so I really didn't have many friends growing up. But yeah, for me, like anime and video games growing up was really my escape from just the harsh realities of my life, you know? So I remember growing up on channels like YTV and Teletoon, you know, you'd tune in to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. They would air the series just on TV for free. It was awesome. That really got me into my first like pretty much anime arc as a young child, you know, stuff like that, like Sailor Moon, like Digimon, Pokemon, like those were really like the pivotal things in my life. And then you had like the Dragon Ball Z like video games and action figures that I collected and all that, so it was really great. And I still will always remember the time when I got my first Shonen Jump. My mom and I were at a gas station. I walked in with her to go pay for the gas, and then I looked down at the magazines because sometimes I like to check them out, and then that's the first time I saw it, dude. Shonen Jump. Oh, I started looking through the pages like, yo, what the hell, this looks sick, man. So that's when my introduction to anime essentially started. I took it home, you know, reading, just I'd come back issue to issue, you know, reading stuff like Shaman King, One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter, you know, you name it, Yo Yo Hakusho. Like there was just so many great animes in that time period and in those the Shonen Jumps. And then when the anime series came to America, well, Canada for me, but it was amazing, you know, every Friday on YTV, you know, there was like anime night where you'd have like Naruto, One Piece, like Inuyasha, like sometimes Ghost in the Shell. Like it was just crazy. But yeah, so I really loved his works growing up. He also was a pivotal part on amazing game series like Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger, which is actually, to this day, still one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. And when you think about why it's my favorite, well, it's pretty clear. Look at this. How insane was this development team on Chrono Trigger, dude? You had Sakaguchi from Final Fantasy, you had Hori from the Dragon Quest series, and then you had Toriyama, who also worked on Dragon Quest and was the author of Dragon Ball. Man, this game was a banger. Absolute banger. Holy. And the crazy thing too is like not only did he just create these amazing works, but he was also a manga pioneer and possibly one of the biggest players in the anime and manga industry, like in general. Like without him creating Dragon Ball and essentially making anime more mainstream, he allowed it to spread to the West and essentially in the grand scheme of things worldwide. And without his efforts, anime possibly may never have become as big as it did. So that's kind of crazy. And not only this too, but I feel like he created not only stories but also emotions. Like his characters weren't just like the generic anime characters, like, oh, like I'm strong and stuff. Like he made his characters, I feel like, more down to humanity. Like when you take Goku, like Goku, yeah, Goku is you know, like he's fucking strong as fuck, you know, he's like the god of the Saiyans almost. But when it really comes down to Goku as a character, he's pretty much just like a goofy guy that just wants to be happy, and he just fights for peace. He just wants there to be, he's pretty much the embodiment of peace and happiness in the Dragon Ball Z like series for me. He doesn't have any ill intentions. He just wants to protect Earth and, you know, pretty much live in happiness with his Saiyan friends and family. So, and, you know, we all did that stupid shit watching Dragon Ball, you know? You'd like think that you could be Goku, you know? You'd be like powering up like, oh, then you go like Super Saiyan and shit, you know? You'd like trying to do a Kamehameha and stuff, you know? You're like under the water in the pool, like trying to power up, you know? Like it was great just like as a child, you know? It was just fun, imaginary shit. And all of this too, but like, you know, like when you're going through like uncertain circumstances in your life, and you don't really have like a lot of role models and stuff to kind of like steer in the right direction, there is like that thing where it's like Goku kind of was one of my role models growing up. As weird as that may seem, like he was kind of like because he was kind of like the same as me, you know, like I did have a mom, so I wasn't like totally like, you know, like an orphan kind of like he was, but I guess you could say he also kind of had Master Roshi when he was a kid. But yeah, so like, you know, I kind of like had like similar things growing up. And like when I was a kid growing up, you know, I used to spike my hair like all spiky with like gel and stuff because I thought it looked cool. And I remember when I was old enough to like as a young teenager to like start working out like in my junior high, like high school weight room, I would like work out, you know, like wanting to get jacked like Goku and Vegeta, you know, or like Baki the Grappler, you know, like just big buff anime characters, you know, like it kind of like those guys like inspired me to almost like want to achieve similar qualities and characteristics that they had, you know. The character really kind of just like showed you that like, you know, you're gonna go through hardships and stuff, but as long as you like kind of like stay true to yourself, be kind, and like, you know, believe in yourself and just like work at stuff, like you could pretty much overcome, you know, like anything that comes your way kind of thing. And I think that's a really important message for kids to have, you know, especially when if you kind of grew up in similar situations as I did. And you can really see just how inspiring Toriyama's works are when you look at the sentiments left by Eiichiro Oda and Masamichi Kishimoto, the creators of One Piece and Naruto, who were actually heavily inspired by Toriyama himself in his creation of Dragon Ball to create those masterpieces as well. So you just see that he was like a driving force in this wave of creation and inspiration that led us to the amazing anime industry, like all the great animes that we had today. Like pretty much almost every big manga artist that I know of has some kind of like goodwill towards Toriyama, you know? So it just goes to show you that you create something that speaks to so many people on that fundamental level, and it's just so powerful that it has like a rippling effect going forward. Now I'll quickly read what Eiichiro Oda said here about Toriyama's death. He said, "It's too early. The hole is too big. The thought of never seeing you again fills me with sadness. I admired you so much since I was a child, and I even remember the day that you called me by my name for the first time. I also missed the day when I had a great time with Mr. Kishimoto on the way home from the day when he used the word friend for us. I also remember the last conversation we had. He is one of the people who took the baton from the arrow, and reading manga would make you stupid, or created an era where both adults and children read and enjoy manga." True. It's like back in the day, you know, you were like a nerd if you liked manga or anime kind of thing. But this kind of like this wave of creation in the manga and anime scene kind of like normalized it. So, you know, like nowadays it's like, you don't watch anime? What is wrong with you, brother? How don't you like this culture? Like, anime is great. And then you even have some people that are like, it's gone so to the point where some people even talk shit about people that watch anime at this point. They're like, you have the manga readers that are like, "Well, you just watch the anime? Brother, you should read the manga. It's true to the artist's vision." And, you know, you have all these weird, like, arguments that pop up over it, but it just goes to show you that, like, it's so powerful, like, what has been achieved here. He goes on to say, "He showed us that the dream of the manga can do things like this, and that we can go to the world. He gave it to me. It was like watching a hero push forward. The excitement he experienced when he serialized Dragon Ball is probably rooted in the childhood of creators who are active in all industries, not just manga artists. That existence is a great tree. For manga artists of my generation who have stood on the same stage, the closer I got to Toriyama's works, the more I realized that they had a great presence. So scary, but I'm just happy to see the easygoing man himself again, because we love Toriyama Sensei on a blood level. I would love to express my respect and gratitude for the world and creativity left behind by Professor Toriyama, and pray for his repose and peace. I hope that heaven will be a pleasant world just as you envisioned it." And then this is the one by Masashi Kishimoto, but it's quite long, so I'll just you guys can pause it and read it if you want to as well. But yeah, going back to this message here, one of the things that really did kind of like sadden me though is where it says he still had several works in the middle of creation with great enthusiasm, and he had many more things that he would have achieved. That makes me sad because it still feels like Toriyama had like a lot in the tank. Like there was still like a lot that he wanted his fans, and there was still like a lot of his work that he wanted to show with the world, even actively creating new works for us, even at the ripe age of 68. So what I'm really hoping is that I hope, you know, I don't know if obviously this wasn't planned, like he didn't probably plan to die as soon as he did, but I really hope that he may have sat down with one of his trusted colleagues, his friends, family, and possibly shared the direction of which his work wanted to go, because then we could possibly still see his legacy live on, and then we'll still be able to see the stories end in the way that Toriyama envisioned them. And to me, that would honestly be so amazing if that could happen, because it's so tragic when you have these amazing stories, these amazing works that are pretty much like, they take so much time to create and develop and deliver to the like fan base, that it's like I want to see the end of the story the way he wanted it. You know, it sucks when an artist passes away and then it's just like, boom, like their vision isn't fully taken, and then you have somebody else come in and then start changing the work to the way they want it. You know, I don't like when that happens. So, but yeah, I pretty much didn't really have anything too planned for the video. I just kind of wanted to shoot the shit, talk about the news, maybe share some thoughts and all that. I'll play some clips about when we found about it on stream, because that was kind of like a little bit of an emotional kind of period. But yeah, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Honestly, thank you for everything you've done for the manga and anime community. Thank you for essentially giving a lot of us happy memories in a childhood which probably wasn't filled with very many happy things. And because of that, we'll always remember your work and your legacy, and you'll always live on in our hearts. But yeah, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys can have a good night. You know, even though the bad news, but you'll have a great night. I'm gonna play some of the clips from the stream. But yeah, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one. Or so you thought. Man, I've been editing the video today, and it's been a really emotional day, you know, reading all the posts and all that. So I thought, why not send Mr. Toriyama off with something special? You know, a legend like himself, he needs a special send-off. So just like what Goku did on his fallen comrade Android 8, we are going to send Mr. Toriyama off with one final Kamehameha. Let's fucking go, boys. Get out of your chairs. I don't care. We're grown men. We're doing it. Let's go. All right, let's go Kamehameha. We're going to attack this furry guy, dude. He's sleeping, but we got to get him. For Mr. Toriyama. Let's go, boys. Kamehameha. Got him. Nice. Well, hope you guys had fun with that. And yeah, once again, sucks to hear the tragic news, but rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Thank you for all the fantastic, incredible works that you've delivered to us throughout the years, and may your legacy live on. Without further ado, see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye, my friend.